sixth grade. We are on lesson 90 already. Amazing. So mixed number coefficients. Remember, coefficients are the numbers in front of the letter. Okay, so 4 is the coefficient here. And when we had that problem, you all knew what to do. You divided by 2 or by 4 and you got x was equal to 2, right? Yeah, you all know how to do that. That was pretty easy. Some of you do those in your head, I know. And what do I always say? Oh, make sure you know how to do it algebraically. All right, now what if we have a fraction coefficient? Well, we're going to use the same principle. We're in essence dividing by 4/5, right? Anything over itself is 1. So when we divide by a fraction, we multiply by the reciprocal, don't we? And so if we multiply this side by 5/4, we have to come over here and multiply this side by 4/4. We always have to do the same thing to both sides of an equation to keep it balanced, all right? So when we had a fraction, we multiplied by the reciprocal of that, right? We got 1x, and here we said 4 into 20 is 5, and 5 times 5 is 25. So 4/5 of 25 is indeed 20. All right, so we go to the next thing, which now says that we have a mixed number coefficient. All right, so what do you guys think that we would need to do? Well, we would want to turn this mixed number into an improper fraction, right? 3 1/3 is really 10/3 x equals 5. And I'm going to make that 5/1. Whenever I'm dealing with fractions, I'm going to make sure I'm dealing with fractions on both sides, okay? So we have a fraction in front of the letter, so we want to multiply by the reciprocal, right? Do the same thing. Now don't try to flip anything over here. You don't need to do that. You're only multiplying by the reciprocal of the coefficient, all right? So we have 1x, right? Because everything canceled over there. Okay, now here, do you all see 5/10 could be reduced to 1/2? And so what is my final answer? 3/2. And you may leave it like that. Just leave it as a reduced improper fraction. Okay? All right, let's do another one. Let's do 2.5y equals 1 7/8. In case you're looking, I'm on page 619 of the book. All right, so again, I've got some mixed numbers. I'm going to turn them both into improper. All right, so 2 1/2, 2 times 2 is 4, plus 1. 5/2 y equals 1 times 8 is 8, plus 7, 15/8. I've turned both of these mixed into improper. Now, I don't want 5/2 y, I want 1 y. So, to get rid of this 5/2, I multiply by the reciprocal. Have to be fair, so come on over, multiply this side by the same thing. All right, so these cancel. I have 1y, that's what I want. And can I do any cross canceling here? Because I sure don't want to get 30/40, right? I want to reduce. So 2/8 reduces to 1/4, right? 5 goes into 15 3 times. And so our answer is 3/4. Very good. All right. Now what about if we have a negative? All right, let's think about this. Negative 2/3 x equals 4/5. Okay? Remember, I don't want negative x, I want positive x. So I'm going to get rid of this negative. Well, isn't a negative times a negative equal to a positive? Yes. So when I multiply by the reciprocal over here, I'm not just going to multiply by 3/2. I'm going to multiply by negative 3/2. Everybody see why I would be doing that? Because negative times negative is positive. The 3's cancel, the 2's cancel, and I have a positive x. Oh, that's what I want. Well, over here, I multiplied by -3/2. Oh, gotta be fair. Gotta multiply by -3/2 over here. Whatever you do to this side, do the same thing over here. Now, don't flip this. Leave it alone. But multiply by the same thing on both sides. So what happens? Well, 2 goes into 4 twice. And so I have 2 times -3, so -6 over 5. Remember, use an implied 1. So my answer, -6. And you may leave it improper as long as it's reduced, okay? And lastly, what if I have a -5x equals 0.24? Well, that's not going to scare me. I know that I want this to be positive x, so if I divide by -5, -5 over -5 would be positive 1x, right? The 1's implied. But if I do something on the left side, I have to do it on the right also, don't I? So I'm going to take 0.24 and I'm going to divide that by -5, okay? So I know my decimal goes up. I may have to add some zeros with decimals, that's okay. All right, so 5 into 2, nope, 5 into 24, oh yes, 4 times, right? 4 times 5 is 20. Okay, so I'm going to subtract and bring down, only needed 0, and now 5 into 40 is 8. All right, so my answer, plus over negative, positive over negative is -0.048. Okay, hopefully you all see that. And you could always check it. You could say -5 times -0.048 is indeed 0.24. All right, so let's do the practice. Do A through H, okay? A through H. You can stop the video. I'm going to be working them on the board, but you stop, do yours, and then come check, okay? did 8, I flipped, multiplied by 8/9 on both sides. 9 into 36 is 4, and 4 times 8, 32. All right, for B, multiplied by the reciprocal, 7 into 490 is 70. Okay, so all this canceled, and I got 140. Now for C, I went ahead and turned the mixed numbers to improper. I multiplied by the reciprocal, 4/11 on both sides. 11 went into 33 3 times. 3 times 4 is 12 over 5. Leave it improper. All right, over here on D, again, I turned these to improper. I multiplied by reciprocal on both sides. Nothing canceled, and this is my answer. On E, I divided both sides by -3, and I got -0.15. Hope you can see that. Let me make that pretty clear. So -0.15. All right, for E, I multiplied by the reciprocal and a negative, because negative times negative is positive 1m, and this became -8/9. All right, and then for G, I didn't have much room, but I divided both sides by a -10, and so I got 0.16. For H, multiplied by the reciprocal and a negative, and got -4/3. All right, check Renred for your assignment. Have a wonderful day. I hope you're keeping busy, getting lots of fresh air, running around, get some exercise, maybe reading some good books, playing some games, doing puzzles, playing with friends or siblings in your neighborhood, or helping your parents. Maybe you could wash their car or do something nice for them. Clean out your closet. Have a great day with lots to do.